so I hope you're okay. Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new here. So today, as you can see from the title, I'm sitting down just doing a really chit chat Q&A video because I feel like I do so many hauls and sometimes it's a little bit too much. So I'm trying to take a step back from doing like so many hauls. There will always be hauls on my channel, like let's not forget, like I love hauls, but I just want to do other sorts of videos as well, like in between the hauls, and more like styling videos and fashion videos. So yeah, I thought I'd just switch it up today and do a Q&A because it's been a while. Anyway, let's jump right into the questions because I had quite a few, so I'm going to try and get through as many as I possibly can. First question: what route did you take for teacher training and what made you change your mind? This is such a good question. So if you guys did not know, I actually trained to be a teacher. I went to university and studied education and early years. I did originally want to do like a straight primary teaching course, but basically I couldn't get onto the straight primary teaching course because I didn't have the grades, because I had a really tough year during my A-levels. I was very surprised I even came out of A-levels because I wasn't attending college. I honestly didn't ever go. I was like failing. I nearly got chucked out of college. I was getting bullied. My mum had cancer, so there was a lot of shit going on in that year. So subsequently I really dropped down on my grades. I left uni, went to do journalism, dropped out of that because it just wasn't the right time for me to go to uni. Then I obviously came back from uni, applied to do teaching, didn't even think I'd get on the education and early years course at Nottingham Trent because obviously my grades weren't great. So I had also applied to do this course at Leicester College. Like I said, I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. But it's like a course you can do for a year and it sort of gets you access course, that's what it is. I applied to do an access course as well, but then thankfully I got accepted to uni, so I didn't have to go and do the access course. And yeah, I did early years in education, so I did 3 years of that. If I'm very honest, at the time that I went to uni, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. As I said, I went and did journalism originally, and there was just so many reasons why that didn't work out for me. Like, it wasn't even anything to do with the course, it was just bad time to being away at uni. And whilst I was there, I sort of reflected on the degree I had chosen and was like, where is this going to get me? Do I really want to be in the journalism industry and all that sort of stuff? And then I just honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have a clue. Like, I was still figuring out me and, you know, just what I wanted to do in life. So my mum and dad were sort of like, why don't you do teaching? Like, there's always jobs in teaching. So that's sort of why I did teaching. And literally after a year, yeah, even after the first year, I sort of sat there in my lectures and stuff and was like, this isn't for me. Like, this is not the course I want to do. Like, I'm not enjoying it. Teaching's just not for me. Like, there was many aspects of the course I enjoyed, but it wasn't me. Like, I didn't really meet any good friends on the course because no one was like me. Like, at this stage I was getting like really into like fashion and, you know, makeup and hair and all that sort of stuff, and like a real girly girl. And a lot of the girls on my course weren't really like that. Like, I'm not like stereotyping saying no one's like that in teaching, because of course there are, but just on my course, like, there wasn't really many girls like that. So I found it really hard to make friends on that course as well. After my placement, it did really make my mind up that I didn't want to do teaching. I felt so out of place in the school. I felt like I was having to dim down my appearance and like couldn't be like 100% myself. Obviously I wear quite a lot of makeup on a daily basis to have my nails done, you know, all things like that. And I just felt like that's not really the sort of image you have in a primary school setting. You get what I mean? Like, there is an aspect of you obviously having to dim that down a little bit to look a bit more professional and stuff. And obviously I love dressing really fashionable and stuff, and I felt like I was having to be someone I wasn't, like dress someone how I wasn't, like wear makeup that wasn't really reflecting me. And I just didn't feel that it was what I wanted to do, basically. You know, I did enjoy it. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. There were so many aspects of it I did enjoy, and I do think it's a very rewarding career, like so rewarding, but it just wasn't me. I was sitting there thinking about blogging, because obviously I was getting into blogging and stuff at the time, and yeah, all of that sort of stuff. Even my mentor at the school, I remember her saying to me like, oh my god, this is just not for you. I read your blog, like it's so good, like that is your future, like fashion is where you're going to be. And yeah, she was right. So I did obviously stick out my course for 3 years, got my degree, I got a 2-1, thankfully. That was like really what I was aiming for. I was only short of a first actually, which was quite surprising considering I didn't like the course and wasn't really putting that much effort in. And yeah, then when I came out of uni, actually, I still didn't really know what I was going to do, because although I knew I didn't want to do teaching, it was like, what are my options? Like, what else am I going to do? I've not really got anything else to do. So I actually applied for a PGCE at Leicester Uni. Thankfully, I didn't get accepted for it. When I was there, I was just like, I don't want to be here. And I think that sort of probably gave off in my attitude and just how I was generally. Yeah, I didn't want to do it. So I think when you don't want to do something, you don't go to the interview like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I think they probably sensed that. So I didn't get accepted, and then I was like a bit like, actually, like, shit, what am I going to do? I've not been accepted on my PGCE. I was looking at like school direct routes and all. There's so many different routes to teaching, by the way. But yeah, I knew I didn't want to do it. Like, I was like reluctantly applying for all these different routes of teaching, but I was thinking I don't want to do it. So I started looking for jobs in fashion, ended up seeing a job, applied, got the interview, got the second interview, got the job in fashion, and that's how it was. But yeah, what made me change my mind was just it wasn't for me. And I think sometimes when you know in your heart of hearts it's not for you, follow your heart, believe me, because you don't want to be unhappy. Next questions: have you tried the Huda Beauty foundation? If so, thoughts? And no, I actually haven't tried it, but I've heard really good things. Do let me know if any of you guys have tried it and you want me to try it, because I would be quite intrigued. So yeah, let me know. I don't really know too much about it. Next question: do you really live off what you earn from Herbalife? And yes, of course, I wouldn't be putting out there that I do Herbalife and make a living off Herbalife and, you know, be wanting to help you guys do Herbalife if I didn't earn from it. Like, I'm a straight up real person. I'm never going to sit and promote something or be a part of something that's not genuine, legit and real. 100%. It's same for reviews, it's same for collaborations. I will not work with a brand that I don't like. I will not promote something I don't like. What is the point? What is the point of me chatting crap for money? Like, there's just no reason. And for Herbalife, there's no reason of me doing it if I'm not going to be earning a living and helping people. Like, for me, I like to have two things from whatever I do work wise: a reward, so, you know, like a feel good thing, like helping other people, you know, like a buzz off something, enjoyment. And the second thing is obviously, like everybody, pay the bills, money. And I get both of them things with Herbalife. I help people lose weight, which is so rewarding when, you know, you're putting gals onto the products, telling them what to do, helping them out with their regime and stuff. And then a week later they're like, oh my god, I lost 3 pounds this week, and then they're sending you pictures of their weight loss. It's so rewarding. The second aspect of it being rewarding is that I'm helping people earn an extra income. So people that actually join the business, you know, obviously I train them, I, you know, give them advice, I give them 24 support, I meet them for coffee, you know, I want them to do well. So yeah, and then obviously when they message me like, oh my god, I earned £100 this week, or whatever it may be, like, that's another really rewarding aspect of it. And then, like I said, obviously you will earn money yourself and get to pay your bills. So yeah, of course I wouldn't be doing something if I didn't earn money, because frankly it wouldn't be worth my time putting so much effort into something if I wasn't seeing any benefits myself. And at the end of the day, we all want to be able to pay our bills, we all want to be able to have a lifestyle where we can fund ourselves. So yeah, I do earn a living off Herbalife. If you want more information, there's an email in the description box where you can just pop me an email and ask me some questions about it if you want to. Next question is, what date will you be in Rome? Okay, so I'll be in Rome on the 24th of August, so that's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to the Wednesday. So I'm going on the 24th and then I'll be back on the Wednesday, whichever date that is. So I think it's 5 nights I'm there. So if any of you guys are there, let me know. And also, just on the side of that question, if any of you guys have like recommendations for food, bars, like not bars, but like drinks, like cocktails and things, places to see, like things I need to do let me know, because I'd love to hear your recommendations. Next question is, what was your job at Missguided? Okay, so my job at Missguided was a fashion merchandiser. So before I worked at Missguided, I was a senior fashion merchandiser for just a company that supplied to the like e-commerce sites like Missguided, Pretty Little Thing, Boohoo, ASOS. So I was basically sort of, just in case you don't know what a merchandiser is, it's basically like account managing. So what would happen is we would be working for all these companies. Obviously their buyers would come in and go, right, we want this, 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 this and this. So ordering their clothes, right? And then basically what I would do is, as soon as that order comes in, I would take charge of that order. So then I would have to raise like individual orders to factories, and then I'd have to monitor the production of those orders until it gets out of the door. So it's quite full on when you think I probably had 6 accounts that I was running for all different fashion companies and like 30 orders under each of them. I had to know what was going on with them orders at all times, you know, because their merchandisers at their end would probably ring me up and be like, Laura, where is PO number 521, like what's the status of it, where's it at? And obviously there's so many issues that arise and stuff as well, like you get things that I don't know, the fabric might have come in wrong. It's like, oh my god, we're going to have a 3-week delay on that, and then you've got to pick up the phone and speak to their end, and yeah, it doesn't ever run smoothly. So it's not as simple as like an order comes through, you just watch over the order and it goes out the door. No, there's so many things that happen. So it was quite a full-on job, and like I said, because I ran so many accounts as well, it was so stressful, and we had so many issues at that last place as well. But yeah, I got made redundant there, but it was basically handed my notice because of other issues. I will leave the link actually if you want to watch the why I got fired thing, because I always say I got sacked because it was an unfair dismissal. It wasn't redundancy, it was basically sacked. So yeah, there's a video to that with the full story, so go and watch that if you haven't already. That video is so old, by the way. I look at myself in that video and I'm like, oh my god, how does someone change so much in like a year? Like, it's mental. But yeah, anyway, so then after that I was out of job for a bit. I had a lot of job offers, I can't even speak, but then Missguided came up, which obviously for me was like, oh my god, Missguided, like working for a big company, it sounds amazing, blah blah blah. Accepted that. It was less money, a job like role decrease, but for me it was like all about the opportunity and having that on my CV. I hated it. I absolutely hated working at Missguided. The job was boring. It was very admin based. I was obviously used to having a lot of responsibility, just being in charge of a lot, like going to meetings. I like having pressure. I like, you know, having a lot to do. I like not ever sitting at a desk being bored, and I felt a lot of the time with the job at Missguided that I was sitting there like, this is so boring. It was just data inputting, like, it was just so disorganised, that whole thing was, and yeah, I didn't enjoy my job there. But I do enjoy fashion merchandise in general, like account managing and doing that sort of stuff. It is a really fun job to get into, but yeah, I just didn't like it in Missguided. It was more sort of admin based, which just wasn't for me. Next question is, would you start your own fashion line one day? I get asked this so like much, I don't know why, but no, I don't think I would have my own company of like fashion, but I would love to sort of collaborate maybe with like Primark and have like my own range in their like shops. I think that would just be amazing. I think that for me would be the sort of dream, like to have my own range in Primark. Oh my god, that would just be the best thing ever. But yeah, I think to have my own like clothing line and like my own company, I don't know. I mean, if the opportunity arose, and I don't know, I mean, never say never, but for me at the moment it's just not something I want to do. It's very stressful. I've had experience of running my own business before, and yeah, it wasn't easy. It was very hard work, and I'm all for hard work, but when I've got like Herbalife and YouTube going on, I just don't know how I would fit into having my own clothing line and business as well. So I don't know, never say never, but at the moment I don't think so. The next question is, what camera do you use to film and take photos, please? I know, boring question. Lol. Okay, camera I use is the Canon G7X. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I love the camera to death. Like, I do love the camera. However, I've had so many problems with the Canon G7X, and I feel like if you buy it and you haven't had any problems at the moment, then just be warned, if you are using it often, you are going to have problems. Basically, there is a fault with the camera, and so many YouTubers have had this fault. It's not just me, so that to me is obviously just a fault with the camera. And basically what happens is the flip screen ends up coming loose from the screws. The screws end up falling out just through wear. But for me, the camera shouldn't be designed for the screws not to hold the screen. Like, it should be sturdy enough to hold the screen. But yeah, I know so many people have had this issue. I've sent mine away to Canon currently to get fixed. I've actually got one on loan, and they're now trying to charge me £300 for it to get repaired, when, to be honest with you, it's not my issue. Like, to me, that's a fault. That's a camera fault. That's nothing to do with me. I haven't dropped my camera, I haven't pulled it off or anything, but they put on their like thing, used force. Apparently I've used force to rip my screen off, which I just think is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know the sort of outcome of it yet. I've rang up and complained and said I just think it's ridiculous what has been put back to me on my repair form. You know, if you Google your own camera, you will see how many people have had this issue of not their own fault. So, you know, I don't know, I could go on a whole rant about this, and I'm not going to go on a rant, but yeah, I'm really annoyed and angry with Canon at the moment. I'm not best pleased with them, so I feel like if they are going to make me pay £300 for the thing, I'm not going to pay it, and I will just simply get a new camera. So if anyone has any camera recommendations, not Canon, then please do let me know, because I am obviously on the hunt now for a vlogging camera. But yeah, I'm really disappointed with Canon and their service at the moment. So as much as I like the camera, I don't recommend it because it won't last. I've only had this camera since December, well, the once in repair, and it did that. And I seen Sammy Maria's the other day on her Instagram, and hers has done the exact same. Next question is, have you ever had a blog, and do you have advice for starting one? Yeah, I do have a blog. It's in the description below actually, but to be honest with you, I don't ever use my blog no more. And yeah, I never really update it, which is such a shame. But for me, I think, because I do Herbalife, because I do YouTube and Instagram as well, I guess Instagram's a whole separate thing as well, because you're always having to take pictures and stuff like that. I feel like doing a blog on top of that, losing my voice, is just like so much work. And I don't know, I don't feel like people read blogs as much now, which I do find so sad. I don't know, do people read blogs? But I don't know, I just feel for me like the platform that I wanted to use the most was YouTube, because I like to be able to speak and chat rather than write. And yeah, I don't know, I personally watch more YouTube than I do read blogs, so that's why I stopped my blogging and just came straight to YouTube. But yeah, I do have a blog, but I just, like I said, I don't use it anymore, just because for me it's sort of turned into YouTube rather than blogging now. My advice for starting one is just literally start, and then just make sure you use your social media platforms to promote it, and like tag brands and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so next question, what have we got? Oh my god, there's so many. Where do you plan to travel to next? Will it be a sightseeing holiday or a sunny one? So the next place that I've mentioned is Rome on the 24th of August for 5 days. So yeah, sightseeing holiday. I'm really looking forward to going to Rome. It's somewhere that I've always like had on my bucket list to go. So yeah, like I said, send me over your recommendation. And that for me will be it for holidays, because as you guys know, I'm saving for a house at the moment. So obviously there's so much expense with a house. Obviously your deposit, like your solicitor fees, and then obviously your furniture, and yeah, there's a lot to save for. So I've said to Aaron, like, that's it now, like no more holidays. As much as it's so tempting to go on holiday and stuff, and it's nice having things to look forward to, our thing to look forward to is the house now. So yeah, I'm not planning on traveling anywhere else. I potentially may be going to a cruise next year around the Greek islands with Herbalife, because I'm literally one promotion away from that. So if I manage to hit that promotion in time, then yeah, I'll be going all expenses paid holiday to Greece next year on a cruise. So yeah, excited for that if I do it, but other than that, there's no more holidays. Next question is, what is your go-to favourite lip product? And I get asked this so much, so I will answer this now so you guys know. I don't wear any lip products other than like 2 products, and the 2 products I always wear is MAC Strip Down Lip Liner. So I just outline all my lips with that and just sort of shade a little bit in, and then I go in with the NYX Matte Lip Cream. I was going to show you what it looks like, but can't see it around. In Stockholm, I absolutely love that. The only thing I would say is with the MAC lip creams, they can be a little drying now and again. I don't know, I love them so much, but they are super drying for some reason, which is so annoying, because I wish they was a little bit more moist, because they do go a little bit flaky. But saying that, I'm obsessed. What I do to sort of help with the dryness of the matte lip cream sometimes is I've got a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I will leave the name of it in the description bar, which is a very similar colour to Stockholm, and I just put that over. I'm going to sneeze. And I just use a bit of the lipstick as well, just to help with the moistness. So yeah, that's all I ever use. I don't use anything else. I must own about 100 lipsticks, and I honestly only ever use one. So yeah, that's what I use. Next question is, have you ever considered doing a meetup? No, I've not. I still find it weird that, like, I don't know, like, people watch me. I guess when you film YouTube, you're in the 4 walls of like a room, so you never really realise there's actually people watching you on the other side of this camera. Like, it's crazy. I can't like comprehend it. So yeah, the fact that people would want to meet me, I just think, really, like, do you? It's so strange. But I mean, if there was enough people that wanted to meet me, then I'd be down for that. Like, I think we'd go to like a little coffee shop or something, just in case no one did turn up. But yeah, definitely, like, if there's enough people that wanted to meet me, then why not? But I don't know. This question is, does your boyfriend support you financially? Okay, so I don't know what that means, but if you mean like, does he fund me financially, then no, I support myself. I've always been a very independent person when it comes to money. I've always supported myself, funded myself, and never wanted to rely on anyone. That's just how I am. I would never ever want to rely on anyone for money. So yeah, I am fully independent with money and my financial stability. But obviously, of course, he's my boyfriend, so if I ever needed anything, or you know, I needed money or something, of course he would be there and support me financially. But you know, I don't sort of rely on him for money, if that makes sense. I have my own money, he has his own money, and that's just how it is. Obviously, you know, when you sort of are a couple and you move in together and everything, it's like my money's your money. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, that's that. Next question is, how do you cope with negative comments? Stay so positive. You're beautiful, by the way. I love your videos. Thank you so much. So negativity, honestly, is just one of those things you have to erase out of your life. I always feel that negative people have obviously got some sort of issues with themselves, and I don't mean that horribly, but like, for me, I can never comprehend and understand why people could be so evil, mean, nasty, and leave such awful comments. You know, it goes not just for me, but you know, with celebrities, anyone like that. Just how people can tweet people, leave comments on their Instagram, and just leave awful things about someone. It absolutely amazes me, because it's like people forget that people are human and have feelings. I'm just the sort of person that I believe if you've not got nothing nice to say, you don't say anything at all. That's just my motto, and that to me should be everybody's motto in life. Like, if you've not got anything nice to say, just don't say it, because everybody has feelings. And yeah, to me, it just, I can't understand people that would leave negativity. Like, it just doesn't make sense. What are they getting out of being horrible to someone? So if I ever see a negative comment, I either delete it, laugh at it, or just ignore it, and that's it. But obviously it's easier said than done. Some days you're having a bad day and you just get like one really bad comment, you're like, okay, like, you know what I mean, it really upsets you. But on the whole, I just try and ignore it. Next question is, how did you cope with working and doing YouTube at the same time? Okay, I get asked this question a lot actually, and I would say how I coped was, first of all, when I was doing YouTube on the side of my job, it was purely a hobby. It was never the intention of becoming a full-time job. I never even knew you could get paid for doing YouTube. Like, honestly, it was so funny, because when I first started my job at Merch, which was the company where I ran all the accounts and I was senior merchandiser, I remember speaking to the guy, this must have been about 2 years ago now, when I first sort of set up a YouTube channel and was just doing like an odd video here and there. I wasn't really doing it properly, and like one of the lads there was just like, oh my god, you've got a YouTube channel. I was like, oh yeah, like I don't really upload much, blah blah blah. And anyway, he was looking at my views, and obviously at this point I was getting like a few thousand views and stuff. He was like, oh, so like, how much money do you earn off YouTube? I was like, nothing. I just do it as a hobby. And he's like, what, you don't earn money off your views? And I was like, no, can you? And he's like, oh my god. So then he showed me how you like monetize your videos, and then yeah, I started earning money off that at first, and then it wasn't until like, you know, midway last year I started obviously getting more money for like sponsorships and things like that, which obviously I found crazy. I was like, oh my god, you can earn money from doing this. It honestly, it blew my mind. So yeah, like I said, because it was a hobby, I managed it with my job, because I just saw it as a hobby. Like someone goes and plays football at the weekend for a team or whatever, or just dancing or things like that. For me, it was just like a hobby. It was just something I enjoyed doing. But as I started to get more into it and realise that I could potentially make money, I then sort of started to prioritise it a bit more, and you know, be more frequent with my uploads. Like at least be uploading once a week or twice a week. And obviously doing that and coinciding that with a job is hard work, especially because I was working like a 50-hour week. So Monday to Friday I wouldn't really do film videos, because I wouldn't get home until like 6:30, 7. I was absolutely knackered from work. I'd had a stressful day, so I just sort of focus on uploading maybe a couple of pictures to Instagram or something, and then at the weekends I'd probably take a whole day Saturday or a whole day Sunday, sometimes both, and just film content. Which, yes, sometimes and a lot of times it felt like, oh my god, I need a break, like I've not got time to myself. But sometimes I feel like you have to give up things to get to a place that you want to be. Like you have to make sacrifices, like short term, to be where you want to be long term. So as hard as it was and stressful it was, it's paid off, because I obviously am here now. So that's my sort of advice to people. If you want something, sometimes you do have to graft and put a little work in, and go through the stressful times before you get to the good times. So yeah, that's how I coped. Next question is, how did you get confidence? Another good question. I don't feel like there was a turning point where I got confident. I just feel like an accumulation of growing as a person, getting older, life experiences, and pushing myself in certain situations that I wouldn't normally be comfortable in has grew my confidence. So I think YouTube undoubtedly has definitely built my confidence. Obviously sitting in front of a camera speaking, you just sort of grow your confidence. The first time I ever sat in front of a camera, I was just like I just didn't know what to do. It was so strange. So I do feel like that builds your confidence a lot. But another thing for me was just like putting myself in situations that I wouldn't normally want to do, i.e. I got an opportunity to do Good Morning Britain. Now for me, I was like, oh my god, I can't do that. I'm no way sitting on a sofa doing live television, like being asked questions that I don't know. I can't do it. But I thought, hang on a minute, like if I turn this opportunity down, one, I probably regret it, and two, it's not pushing me to do something out of my comfort zone and get that confidence. Like I need to have that confidence. So I just thought that if I do it, I'm going to feel such a boost afterwards. So I did it, and honestly it was the best thing I ever did, because it really helped with my confidence. It really put me in an uncomfortable situation, and after I came off the set I was like, I feel so good, like I want to do it again. So yeah, I think like try and put yourself out of your comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't necessarily normally do will help build your confidence. Next question is, what happened to your relationship of 7 years? Okay, so just to keep it really short, we just grew apart, and I feel like this is just something that happens. You know, especially with us, we was together from 18 to 25, you know, very early sort of stages of your life, I guess, as an adult. And I feel like them stages, you are changing a lot as people, and yeah, we just grew apart. No hard feelings. It was no, like, you know, it was nothing negative or like anyone cheated or anything like that. It was just we simply grown apart. Yeah, I guess it happens. It, you know, it's sad in a way, because obviously, you know, we did get on and we had really good memories and stuff together, but we just wasn't compatible as, you know, two people being together. Been together 7 years. I wasn't engaged, I wasn't married, you know what I mean? Like we wasn't like talking about next steps and stuff. It just felt a bit of a dead-ended relationship, and I think, you know, like I said, we just grown apart. So yeah, that's it. Next question is, what would you do if Instagram and YouTube got closed down? And yeah, I just do Herbalife. You don't need YouTube, Instagram or any social media to do Herbalife, so I'm very lucky in that way that I do have that as well. And that is another reason why I do Herbalife. I always am a big believer of never have your eggs all in one basket. It's always, you know, always just, you know, have your options open, like dabble in other things, so you've got loads of like streams of income and not just one. And that's why I do Herbalife, because it's another stream of income, it's another thing separate from YouTube, and yeah, it's just something else for me to do. Next question is, can you see yourself having babies? And yeah, I get asked this a lot as well, and at the moment, definitely not. I am not ready at all to have children. Yeah, I don't even feel like I can look after myself, let alone look after children. I guess everybody's different with this, and for me, I just feel like my career is only really starting to sort of take off at the moment, and having kids is just the last thing I honestly can think of, because I've not even got my own house yet. You know, I want all of that before I ever think about having kids. I want to have my own home, have a mortgage, like really be so financially stable and obviously comfortable, because kids are expensive. And yeah, I feel like you have to want it as well, and I don't feel like I want it at the moment. Like I'm just not at that stage in my life, which I'm sure as I get older, like I probably will change and want children, but at the moment I just don't. And yeah, that's it. Next question, have you ever been through heartbreak? Any tips on how to stay positive? I guess like that's sort of in the same category as like a breakup, and you know, it's extremely hard, like especially for me. I came out of obviously a 7.5-year relationship. It's hard. It's not as simple as just breaking up with someone and being like, oh yeah, that's great, like let's move on now, we're all happy. No, like I feel like time's a healer. Definitely takes time. It's not just something that's going to happen overnight. It can take months, years, you know, it's just one of those. But I feel like you have to remember why you broke up, and even if your guys broke your heart and broke up with you, you just got to sort of tell yourself it wasn't meant to be. I'm a firm believer of whatever's meant to be in life will be, and if something's not meant to be and someone doesn't want to be with you, then that is for a reason. You might not know the reason at the moment, but you will then find someone else, and then that will be your reason. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's sometimes hard to think like, why has it happened, because you're heartbroken, you think they're like the love of your life and stuff, but there is always a reason, and everything happens for a reason. Honestly, I'm just such a firm believer of that. Like if something's meant to be, it's meant to be. So you just have to sort of keep that sort of philosophy in your mind, and just tell yourself that things will get better, you will meet someone else, and if it was meant to be, it would have worked. So yeah, that's what I believe in. Okay, so next question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years time? 10 years time is, wow, I would be 36, oh my god, near enough borderline 40. 10 years time, I don't know, because just to have 10 more years is like, obviously you never know, like you never know what's around the corner for you. So just to be able to be here another 10 years, I'd be so blessed, because I honestly think with life it is so precious, and you really don't know what's around the corner with your health, unfortunately. So yeah, you know, providing obviously health wise I'm here in 10 years, because like I said, you never know. I would like to ideally be obviously married, have my own house, be really like financially stable, be, you know, somewhere really good in my job, like career wise. I've fulfilled things in my career maybe that I've sort of got in mind that I want to do. Maybe children. Yeah, I think that I just want to be like really content and happy, I guess, in my mid-30s. And yeah, I think we're going to leave it there for today, because I feel like this video has probably dragged on for a little bit too long as it is. But I really hope you have enjoyed this video and enjoyed listening to some of the questions that I've been asked. If you do like this video, then please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and remember to hit the subscribe button before you go. And yeah, I shall see you all in my next video. Bye bye.